Jim, another thing that came up this week on a program that you and I don't watch, that WWE Hidden Treasures, is that what it is? Or Lost Treasures? It's one of the two.
Oh, yeah, Hidden Treasures.
Hidden Treasures, where apparently something that they've known about for a while, but now they've found out again on this show, ICW master tapes obtained by WWE that were originally put up as collateral by Angelo Poffo to secure some money, and WWE has now acquired them. What are your thoughts on ICW master tapes, A, being found, and B, being thrown into that warehouse where they'll be redubbed and cut up and never presented in a historically accurate fashion?
Oh, God. I taped that program because, we talked about it that we haven't really been watching it because we don't want to see where the Corvette that they filled with concrete is or stuff like that. You and I are interested in legitimate wrestling history, and they did some of that in the first season, but now this is, and of course it's the tie-in to Randy Savage because he was involved, is the reason why they got the library or featured it on this, episode of Most Wanted Treasures. And I haven't had a chance to watch the show yet. I don't know, again, whether it's the entire library or not. It would be great if it was. I do know that Angelo Poffo loved to keep a hold of tapes because the reason why some of the Memphis Masters from 1984 still exist, not the Masters, but broadcast quality copies of those things still exist, is because when ICW went out of business and Angelo made the deal with Jerry Jarrett for Randy and Lanny to come to Memphis, ICW still had television commitments in, like, I think Cape Girardeau, maybe Paducah, Kentucky. And so Jarrett would send some of the Memphis tapes that they shot on Monday nights that they used for their Jackson, Tennessee show and the Tupelo, Mississippi, the stuff that got Memphis TV. It was a secondary program with arena matches from the Coliseum. And Angelo kept those along with a bunch of other tapes he had, and they ended up being distributed, far and wide. But he kept those tapes when Jarrett didn't even. So he was a big tape keeper. And I can believe also that he put them up as collateral for a loan. And who knows where that went.
And who knows what that footage is, because, again, he sold footage to Ron Martinez that he didn't even have the rights to.
Well, yeah. And that's, part of the long story of Memphis wrestling. But the point is, if it's the entire run, the stuff from 79 and 80 really almost never gets seen anywhere. Because at that point, almost nobody had a home VCR. I taped some of the early ICW programs from 79, even though the picture was the shits on the station from Lexington. I did the best I could, but I gave them to Christine Jarrett, when their lawyer wanted to hear what they were saying about Jarrett Promotions and all the guys on their program to see if there's any way they could get them kicked off television. So I gave those tapes to Teeny. I never got them back, but I have some of the stuff when they got the show on in Louisville. I could tape it in good quality, but they ended up on a station. They were on WDRB 41 when Jarrett was on Channel 3. And 41, they had him on from 11:30 to 12:30, trying to get the jump on the 12 to 1 Jarrett time slot. So I could only tape the first 30 minutes because you couldn't watch and tape different programs back then. So anyway, a lot of that stuff has not been seen widely or even narrowly in a long, long fucking time. I wish somebody had it that we were going to see more of it, but at least it still exists, but like you said, we'll probably never see it.
It'll be ruined because here's the difference between Tony Khan and WWE. This is why I'd rather someone like Tony Khan get this footage in WWE. Tony Khan, whether it's reasonable or not, would pay after the fact to get the rights to use the music. Because how do you do a show like that with Randy Savage and the various music he had, and not the only guy, and not have the original music? Chase. The Midnight Express theme song.
Yeah.
That was the ICW theme song. So I think
And actually, in a lot of cases, after the first couple of years, the opening highlights video was the best part of the program.
It was actually
It
one
was
of the
like
greatest.
2 minutes.
It was the
Yeah.
greatest opening to any wrestling show, just of chaos, just nonstop chaos happening. But if you're not going to have the music and you're just going to cut things up so you have, they wanted Randy Savage though, because Ben Brown from WWE talked to me like in 2014 about this shit. So they've been searching for this Randy Savage stuff for a long time. That's the problem. WWE, we could look at all the collections they have that they put out there that they selectively edit, or that they decide they don't want to pay any rights for, so they just dub in really bad music, which changes everything. When you have Hulk Hogan coming to the ring for the War to Settle the Score to Real American, which hadn't even been released yet,
Yeah.
it changes everything because Eye of the Tiger is part of the story with Hulk Hogan's rise.
And can you imagine these old Randy Savage interviews where they just turn the camera on and let him walk in and pull the confetti out of his pocket and throw it in the air and do a 3-minute fucking promo off the top of his head while Fame or Hot Stuff is playing in the background? It would change the whole goddamn. Then he'd be a guy having an acid trip in a fucking closet without the music. It's odd.
And you could do it now. It's probably more, I would venture to say that it's easier now than it would have been at any point previously to license a lot of that music because it's been so long ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing. They're not going to re-release it episodically. They will selectively cut it up and utilize it however they deem to be the way to be utilized. And it really doesn't seem like catalog preservation is a priority in any way since, I mean, even the WWE Network, people were like, come on, put this up. And they finally would release some stuff since they lost the network, since they went to Peacock domestically. Has there really been any kind of priority placed on any of that stuff? So, you know, that's why whenever anything that's historically valuable, especially when it comes to content, becomes available, the worst thing that could happen is WWE and Ben Brown getting their hands on it.
It'll exist forever, but nobody will ever get to see it.
And you'll never get to see it in the proper form. You know, Jim, You hear about things like this. You talk about Randy Savage coming out there for his promos, throwing the confetti in the air, sounding hoarse, always wearing sunglasses. Not always, but sometimes wearing sunglasses.
He always started out with the sunglasses, but every once in a while he'd pop them right off to make a point. But that way you could see his eyes, which looked like not mirrors to the soul, but mirrors to the sewer. But I'll tell you what, if you'd like to cover up your sewer holes or your eyeballs, then all you got to do is go no further than the Shady Rays, because Shady Rays makes high-quality sunglasses that are just as good or better than those expensive hoity-toity brand name items that you will be charged out the yin-yang and reamed out the pooper for. Because Shady Rays are durable, they're built to last, tackle all of the outdoor adventures you might have, not if you're going to climb Mount Everest, but at the same point, while they're timeless, they're stylish, they're beautiful to look at and endearing to know, they're strong. And if you do break them, they have the industry-leading lost and broken replacements program. Now, here's the deal, Brian. It's simple as this. If you break or lose your pair, the second you take them out of the box, they're going to send you a replacement pair, no questions asked. Now, I know that somebody out there is going to try to impinge upon their good nature.
There's no reason to do that.
They might get on a list. They might put you on a list. And if you break enough of these things and then call immediately, as well, I just dropped the box again coming in from the front porch. They may put you on a list and somebody may see if you're broken sooner or later. But
they don't keep names on a list. They do not do that.
Well, they don't write it down, but they've got a guy that has a good memory. But if you don't abuse the principle, it'll be okay. Because like we said, no questions asked, just retributions afterwards if you become a prick about it. But Shady Rays isn't happy unless you're happy. That's why they give you 30 days to try them. If you don't like them, you could exchange them or return them for free. And again, don't be just a wise ass and just be ordering them nonstop or elsewise. The next time that they make a delivery to you, there could be something else in that box. But with every order...
No, they only send out the glasses that you purchase from them.
Well, but they're going to send you an extra pair. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So there will be something in the box.
An extra pair? I said they send out the glasses.
Well, then something else to go along with them. With every order, the Shady Rays Impact Program works with nonprofits worldwide I know a lot of people not making a profit around the world, but they make an impact on the lives of children and young adults. They build play sets for pediatric cancer patients, create adventures for young adults with cancer and MS. And so Shady Rays is giving back to the community. Besides the fact that they're also giving you an affordable, quality, and stylish pair of sunglasses with the industry-leading Lost and Broken replacement program. And it's industry-leading, but not misleading. If you break them or lose them, they'll send you another pair. Once again, I think somebody's going to try to get over on them because of this. There could be, Shady Ray. He didn't get that name Shady just because he's making these sunglasses. He knows some people if you fuck him around, people. But anyway, what's better than getting one pair of Shady Rays and not worrying about breaking or losing them? Getting two pair and not worrying about breaking or losing them. Now, if you get up into 4 or 6 pair, you might have to worry about getting broken or losing something on your own. But anyway, right now, go to shadyrays.com/JCE and use the code JCE for a limited time. When you buy one pair of Shady Rays, you're going to get a second pair for free. That is Shady Rays, ShadyRays.com/JCE, code JCE, 2 pair for the price of 1. Shady Rays, you doesn't gotta call him Ray.
That's right. Once again, Shady Rays.